Hi guys. So there have been a lot of students who have recently asked me whether they can do a bachelor program in English in Germany. So a lot of students prefer to do program whether it's bachelor's or whether it's master's in English despite the fact that you're going to Germany. And that's perfectly fair because sometimes you want to just study in Germany and come back. And the answer is that yes, you can do a bachelor program in Germany in English. The problem is that most of the people who have gone there to study in recent years have mostly gone to German taught programs. So the knowledge in the market, the knowledge in the student community is very limited when it comes to English taught programs in bachelors. So a lot of people know about English taught programs for masters, but also for bachelors. So for example, you want to do a BTech or a bachelor in engineering or bachelors in arts or whatever, you can actually do a program 3-year, 4-year program in Germany in English. Now, you might have a problem of getting a job afterwards. That's a different thing. But you will be able to finish your education. And after you finish your education, you can actually apply for a job in England or in US or even in India or in China. So there are a lot of opportunities because these German universities are very, very well known. And you should not just think that, if I'm going for only a German taught program, only then my life will be good. There are a few things which you need to take care of. What is the kind of course type you're looking at? That's the first question you need to ask, which is very obvious that if you're looking at bachelors, then you're looking at bachelors, but there are a lot of short courses also, prep courses and so on, which are helpful. So prep courses are especially helpful if your profile is not great. Field study. So what kind of, whether you want to do mathematics or whether you want to do engineering, arts, that is another question you need to ask. What kind of subject within, let's say mathematics or natural sciences or engineering you want to pursue? That's the another one. So for example, for engineering, you could say that, whether you want to do art, civil engineering, architecture, transport engineering and so on. Then you need to think about the city where you want to study. Then you need to think about the kind of institution you want to study and so on. And an important factor is the tuition fees, because a lot of people think that the tuition fees in Germany is always zero, which is not true. So there are private universities and there are public universities. And I would say that top 80%, I'll repeat that, top 80% of private or public universities are quite good from a global perspective. At a global level, top 80% are perfectly fine. You can go there and study. But if you talk about the bottom 20%, then it is a little bit of a trouble. Whether it is a private university or public university, it doesn't really matter. There are, for example, and then you need to think about when do you want to start your program, whether you want to start in the summer semester or winter semester. Usually there are more programs in winter semester. So summer semester, there are only maybe 10% programs which start in summer, very few. And then the important point is on the tuition fees, right? So I'll give you a few examples. Like there is this Bachelor of Science in Robotics and Intelligent Systems in Bremen, in Jakobs University, which is like 6 semesters. The tuition fees is around 10,000 euros. 10,000 euros is about 9 lakh Indian rupees. And you paid for one semester. So let's say if you're doing 6 semesters, then you pay around 54 lakh rupees for doing Bachelor of Science in Robotics and Intelligent Systems. It might seem very high, but the job opportunity after this particular course is very, very high. So you can always pay back these amounts of money, especially if you're going into robotics, artificial intelligence, intelligent systems, aerospace. These are very high in demand topics. You really need to be an expert if you're an engineer in one of these fields. So I would say that the tuition fees, whether or not you want to pay, should depend on how much is the job opportunity afterwards. So for example, if you're doing a bachelor in arts, the job opportunity will not be as great, or the salary will not be as great as, let's say if you're doing it in robotics. So there are universities which charge you money, and there are programs which charge you money. And then you need to just think for yourself whether your parents can pay for this or not. And there are a lot of then free universities also. For example, bachelor degree in aerospace. If you go to Technical University of Munich, it is free of cost, and the duration is 6 semesters. Now this one is a more difficult program to get into, but if you are really good, then you can get through this as well. So another example, autonomous vehicle engineering, Ingolstadt. It's a pretty good university. There is no tuition fees. You finish the program in 7 semesters, and there are so many of them which are actually Bachelor of Engineering in Mechatronics, University of Applied Sciences in Würzburg. There is no tuition fees. The language is English, and the beginning semester is winter semester, so 7 semesters. So you can find all this information which I'm telling you on. And there is a website called daad.da, which is DE in the end. And that's the German government website. It's particularly made for students. You will find all these programs over there. So for example, if you want to do English taught programs in for engineering, then there are, let's say, 36 programs or 36 such different university program combinations which you can go for, and you can find all of them online on this particular website. I think the trick is that you need to know what exactly to write in your motivation letter, how to approach, what kind of communication you want to make to the university so that your application is perfect, and how do you live your life there. So it's easy to get an admission, I would say that, but it's difficult to live for 3 years or 4 years, especially if you've not lived outside India. So when you are going for a master's program, things are different. You are a little bit more experienced. But if you're going for a bachelor program, your experience of life is less. So it's better always to have some kind of a guide. So that's another one. So the first thing which I told you is that don't put a lot of constraints on yourself. There are a lot of programs in English taught courses which you can go for. The second thing which I'm telling you is that finish your B1 German language exam as soon as possible, because that will help you in getting jobs, that will help you in getting apartment, that will help you in the grocery store, that will help you in everything, that will help you in getting a part-time job and so on. So definitely do get a B1 certification. It's not that difficult. You can learn everything online these days. Everything is free. You can switch on some YouTube channels and you can use Duolingo, but finish your B1 German level exam as soon as possible. That's the second piece of advice. And the third piece of advice is that, you should, especially if you're going for a bachelor program, go for it, but go have some kind of guidance, have a guide, because you can make a lot of mistakes in life, in early stages of life, especially if you are getting out of your home city for the first time. And this is something which you might not understand, but your parents might understand. And so it's really important that you have some kind of a North Star, some kind of a guidance on a continuous basis, how to find accommodation, how to live, what to do, what not to do, what kind of things to be careful of, how to clear exams, how to approach jobs and so on. So you need to know a lot of things, not just before application to the university, but also after the application and after landing in Germany, right? So those are 3 things. There are a lot of programs in English for bachelors. Go ahead and apply. Number 2, learn B1 German. Just get the certification and learn the language ASAP. There is a lot of free information online. And third is, especially if you're going for a bachelor program, it's very important that you have some kind of a guidance. It could be your senior, it could be some elder brother, it could be somebody who holds your hands during the course of your study, right? So those are the 3 things, guys. And it's not very difficult actually to get into a bachelor program. And if you need any help, any questions, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you. Till then, have a good one and see you in the next one. Bye.